Hi, I'm Danny OʻRegan. I work at Malama Ola and I work as a spiritual counselor, and this is my apartment. What do we actually do when we visit patients? The best way I can describe it is every patient and family is different, and so every approach is always different. I play music, so I always find that with patients who have Alzheimer's, dementia, it's a way to reach them at a place that a lot of people can't seem to reach them. Now I think when we're sick, we sometimes feel a sense of loneliness, so we can look out the window and see everybody else who's healthy and enjoying life, and we feel a little bit isolated. So a spiritual care counselor is somebody who comes in and tries to enter into that space where the patient feels alone and misunderstood, and just to simply be there. People of Hawaii are very genuine, and so they know straight away when you enter into their space, into their home, what kind of person you are. And so I try to create a nice rapport with the family, with the patients. And then I try to, just to visualize it, it's almost like I try to sit with the patient and look out in the same direction to see where are they looking, what is it they're experiencing, is there fear of the future, is there regret of the past, what needs tying up. And I use the image of cycles, that all of us are in cycles in our life, and to figure out where is this patient on their spiritual journey, and what might need tying up spiritually, what might need freeing up spiritually. It's a challenging role, it's not always an easy role. I had to think long and hard about whether I wanted to do it, but since I started doing it, I just loved every minute. And it's almost like I wake up and don't feel like I have to go to work. I feel like I'm doing something that feels as part of an extension of who I am as a person. So I do sometimes bring a guitar. If I know the patient likes music, I'll bring my guitar and play music and sing some Hawaiian songs and religious songs, whatever they need, or just instrumentals to connect. And I find music really helps those, especially with Alzheimer's and dementia. I did have an experience once where I brought my guitar with a patient and she had Alzheimer's, and I started playing music, some Hawaiian songs. And then we had a nice conversation, and I played some more music and more conversation. And the daughter was just like, she hasn't spoken in 3 months. And she was just floored that she was having this normal conversation, and the music seemed to open up something. Yes. So how do they react to my accent is interesting, because a lot of the times when we're introducing ourselves, we're doing it over the phone. And so sometimes they're very surprised to hear this British voice on the phone. They think I'm Australian, usually, and I have to correct them. But straight away, usually I find it as an advantage because they want to hear my story. And so I'm able to share my story. And by doing that, I'm not just bragging about myself. I know that we're building a connection. And I think in Hawaii, talking story is the way how we connect. And so I think it's nice that I tell my story, what I'm doing here, what the role that I'm doing, and then that leads to the ministry. That leads to the ability to be part of the ohana, be part of the family. So there's a connection between what I do as a spiritual care counselor and music. And as you can see from this screen here, when I write music, it's all layers. There's singing, there's guitar, there's bass, there's drums, there's a beat, there's a rhythm. And when I'm working with patients, it's also that everybody that I meet is multi-layered. And so it's trying to figure out if I can somehow bring all those layers together to create a song, a story. And so when I write music, I write bits at a time, and sometimes it doesn't always make sense. But then sometimes when you play it all together, it all comes as one song. And so I think the spiritual care component and what I do, I think is the same thing. It's creating something that's new, it's creating something that's beautiful, and it's creating something that that people can really enjoy. So.